here in a second, I reckon. And Becky beckoned them round and made them get on their knees. Behind the bar, they held their breath and stifled giggles. Crouched down like a 20-headed beast arrived and wriggled. Happy birthday, Pete, another year older, eh? I never expected a thing, I don't know what to say. Harry couldn't look at the way Pete held Becky's hand, but he passed him a beer and said, well, there you go, big man. Harry, this is Ron. Ron, this is Harry, my brother. You guys should really talk to one another. Ron runs the cafe and Harry's starting up a place of his own if he can. They raise their glasses up. Good to meet you, Ron. Pleasure's all mine. Ron looks into Harry's eyes and recognizes how they shine. Harry, he says the name to himself before he's led away and introduced to someone else. Becky, this is Dale. Pete's drunk now, warm inside. Dale's awkward with a sort of distorted and cautious pride in his face. Actually, we've met. Really, I'm sorry, says Becky. Now don't pretend like you forgot me already. Now where'd you meet? Said Pete. Big smile, white teeth. She was working. You remember it was you that made me ring her. It hits Pete like a fist where every finger wears a ring. He could not blink or breathe or think or anything. Yeah, you remember the 23rd of November. I met you in the Hotel Hacienda. You had a couple drinks, we knew the bartender. You had the whiskey sour and I had the Monumenta. You went up in the lift, yes, they was playing Enya. That made you laugh, you said that Enya sent you round the bend. People scared that you've been sleeping with men, so he asked me to investigate. Now in your defense, you was very professional. I was very tense, but I have to say my favorite part was the happy end. Now, Ron was in the toilets, washing his hands when he heard what sounded like a man sniffing a whole gram in one go. Harry walked out of the cubicle. Oh, alright, Ron. Ron tapped his nose. You ain't got a spare line. Harry smiled, no sweat. Passed him the wrap and said, I'm going for a cigarette. I'll meet you at the bar. Mine's a pint of sea view. Ron only had to look at the coke and he knew. Dumbstruck, she could feel herself going numb. Clutched thumbs in the fist, felt unstuck. This was wrong, fuck this man, her stomach heaved. You set me up instead of just talking to me. What about trust? Gut shifted. Pete was stuck to the spot, lips twisted, couldn't make a sound. They all stood still, calm. Pete stared dumb, reached out, touched her arm. She shook it off, so livid, so hurt, and walked away without saying another word. Pete was about to follow, but saw Dale hiding a smile. Then he couldn't help it, he already went wild. Alright, look son, I know you came to have a party, so have a couple drinks and a dance with your auntie. But hear this, let's clear this up right now. Your numbers are up son, I have found you out. You don't know who I work for, men who have hurt more men than the world wars. When you were first born, they were killing men who were worth more than 10 of your kind. Are you out of your mind? Don't worry son, I'm in no hurry son. I have you on the run like a funny curry son. Go back inside and make sure your brother's having fun. Just know this, any day now I'll be coming son. He ran out to the street feeling weak, took a breath, heart slamming his head against the wall of her chest. Looked to her left, saw Ron with his shoulders squared, talking to Harry. Harry's awkward, scared. What's this? Mother's meeting? Come on Harry, need your help. She walked him off as Ron watched. Harry felt himself melt. Becky they began, but they couldn't finish. They fiddled with the cigarette, held it between their fingers. What's up? She didn't need to ask, she could feel it there. You got yourself in trouble with my uncle? Yeah! Stared at the skyline, tried to find the right words. Gotta leave town and tonight at the latest they stopped walking. Turned, looked into each other's faces and I want you to come with me. Time stopped, Harry waited. She said nothing. She raised her eyebrows like they did that night they'd met. In that way they spoke at length. His heart heard what her eyes said. She said nothing, she just felt. Hope that she was understood. He felt something in him melt. Lightning flashed and thunder shook. He stared at her until she heard and felt an energy go surging through his person. Something in her eyes, he felt his body bursting, and she kissed him and it reached a part of her that had been sleeping, and he felt his heart beating in her own. She felt complete and so known. They didn't speak. Ran down the street, Leon had the motor running and they jumped in the back seat. Becky felt peace when she looked at his face. Let's us three get on the plane and open up Harry's place. She stared at him really, she nodded, pulse raced, reached down beside her, pulled out a suitcase stuffed full of cash. Leon smiled at them both. Let's fucking do it, he said. Away they drove. Away they drove. Away they drove. Away they drove. Dale and Pete were in a pile of trainers and feet, black eyes and fat lips and chipped teeth. Their dads had tried to get in between them. It was like they couldn't wait to get involved. Graham was beating David's skull with his elbows. David was kneeing Graham's nether regions, and Miriam was at the bar weeping. Ron was pleased as punch for the outcome of the evening, while Becky, Harry and Leon, they headed for the beyond. Off to Dover for the ferry, and from there wherever. Harry looked at Becky, said let's feel this way forever. Off to Dover for the ferry, and from there wherever. Harry looked at Becky, said let's feel this way forever. Off to Dover for the ferry, and from there wherever. Becky looked at Harry, said let's feel this way forever. Off to Dover for the ferry, and from there wherever. Harry looked at Becky, said let's feel this way forever. And ever. And ever. And ever. Smart girl, soft eyes, took in a hard world and saw it. Fast forward, moving for money in bars full of tourists. Moved up from massage, she's happy, she's in charge. Talking to clients, adoring the silence of after the session. Her and the night air, how to be more than the sum of your parts. She knows how they see her, but they don't know half. I never wanted to be anybody other than the person that I am. Things that I discovered in the circles that I ran have been difficult and humbling. Some don't understand, but I'm happiest when struggling. She's not reluctant to touch, it's the one thing that must bring us closer together. Such an important endeavour, to feel tender. She can't believe there are some who have never been held in their lives. 8 months in a boardroom, 3 on the motorway, 1 in a small room, watching the dawn loom large over grey bricks. It's not so that it's sacred to open them up to the warmth of her nature. It's ancient, she don't want to do it forever, but let's face it, wages are fucked and rent is outrageous. Some might say that she's being degraded, but she makes her own mind up, knows her own morals. She don't care about how most people see it. One man's certain is another man's squabble. Life's to be lived, not agreed with. She is making her living and she's making it safely. Better than slaving away in an office or killing herself to fill some boss's pockets, working for peanuts and making them conkers. I never wanted to be anybody other than the person that I am. Things that I discovered in the circles that I ran, difficult and humbling. Some don't understand, but I'm happiest when struggling. All of us walk to our own beat. Each person's rhythm is unique. You can't hear somebody's tune if you're counting your time. You must count their time to enjoy how their mind makes this music. She fell in love with a suitor. His name was Pete, and while she was at work, he got stoned and watched snooker. When she got home, he cooked food for them both. They were happy and close. He could feel it pulling at the threads of his tapestry, unraveling all that he knew to be true. She's the type to say this is reality. He finds it very hard to alter his view. Gradually, he has felt less and less certain. His understanding could stretch, and now she's got to justify every decision. He never listens, he just gets upset, but she in her wisdom is ready to try. Thinks of his feelings, kisses his neck in the evening, tells him for them she's a sweet thing. In between meetings, he has the depth and the whole of her, but when he's holding her hand, it feels less like her hand, more like his hand. And And when he's kissing her face, it feels less like her face, more like his face. She's become displaced. Is she herself, or is she the girl that he wants her to be? She tells him, I don't want to hurt you, but your judgments are heavy and they're hurting me. I never wanted to be anybody other than the person that I am. Things that I discovered in the circles that I ran have been difficult and humbling. Some don't understand, but I'm happiest when struggling. I never wanted to be anybody other than the person that I am. Things that I discovered in the circles that I ran have been difficult and humbling. Some don't understand, but I'm happiest when struggling. Some don't understand, but I'm happiest when struggling. Circles that I run, the circles that I run. I never wanted to be anybody other than the person that I am. At any given moment in the middle of a city. At any given moment in the middle of a city. At any given moment in the middle of the city, there's a million epiphanies occurring in the blurring of the world beyond the curtain with the world within the person. There's a quivering, the litter in the alleyway is singing. People meet by chance, fall in love, drift apart again. Underage drinkers walk the park, watch the dark descend. Workers watch the clocks, fiddle with their Parker pens, while the grandmothers haggle with the market men. Here where the kids play and laugh till they fall apart. It's kiss, chase and dancing till it's mistakes and darkened rooms. Too fast, too soon, too slow, too long. We move around all day but we can't move on. Is anybody else awake? Will it ever be day again? Is anybody else awake? Will it ever be day again? Overflowing plant pots, fence posts, decorated door numbers, motorbike beneath the top, beaten up Punto, goalposts painted on them green garage doors. There's a rainbow on that wheelie bin and stickers in that window. Smart flats, rough flats, can't get enough cat flats, you know. 17 cat flaps, rich flats, broke flats, new flats, old flats, luxury bespoke flats, and this has got to be a joke flats. Pensioners, toddlers, immigrants and Englishmen, family of 6 kids, single businesswoman. Everybody's here trying to make or scrape a living. The fox freezes on the alley wall and stands still sniffing. Bare branches sway in the front garden. The lion mouth door knocker flaps in the breeze. Street lights blink on the beware of the dog sign. The beer cans and crisp packets dance with the dead leaves. It's 4:18 a.m. At this very moment, on this very street, 7 different people in 7 different flats are wide awake, they can't sleep. Now of all these people in all these houses, only these 7 are awake. And they shiver in the middle of the night, counting their sheepish mistakes. Is anybody else awake? Will it ever be day again? Is anybody else awake? Will it ever be day again? Is anybody else awake? Will it ever be day again? Is anybody else awake? Will it ever be day again? Anybody else awake? Will it ever be day again? Again. Will it ever be day again? Again. Europe is lost. America lost. London lost. Still we are clamouring victory. All that is meaningless rules, and we have learned nothing from history. The people are dead in their lifetimes, dazed in the shine of the streets. Look how the traffic's still moving. System's too slick to stop working. Business is good, man. There's bands every night in these clubs. Yeah, it's 2 for 1 drinks in the pubs. Are we scrubbed up well? Washed off the work and the stress. Now will we want some excess? Better yet, tonight to remember that we'll soon forget all of the blood that was bled for these cities to grow, all of the bodies that fell, the roots that were dug from this earth so these games could be played. I see it tonight in the stains on my hands. These buildings are screaming. I can't ask for help here, nobody knows me. Hostile, worried and lonely, we move in our packs, and these are the rights we were born to. Working and working so we can be all that we want, then dancing the drudgery off. But even the drugs have got boring, but sex is still good when you get it. Sleep like a gloved hand covers our eyes. To sleep, to dream, to keep the dream in reach. To eat your dream, don't weep, don't scream. Keep it in, keep sleeping in. What am I gonna do to wake up? I feel the cost of it pushing my body, like I push my hands into pockets and softly I walk and I see it. This is all we deserve. Wrongs of our past have resurfaced despite all we did to vanquish the traces. Man, my very language is tainted with all that we stole. To replace it with this, I am quiet, feeling the onset of riots. Riots are tiny, systems are huge. Traffic keeps moving, proving there's nothing to do, cause it's big business, baby, and this smile is hideous. Top-down violence, structural viciousness. Our kids are dosed up on medical sedatives. Don't worry about that, guys. Worry about the terrorists. The water levels rising. Water levels rising. Animals, the elephants, the polar bears are dying. Stop crying, start buying. What about the oil spill? Shh. No one likes a party. People spoil sport. Massacres, massacres, massacres. New shoes. Ghettoized children murdered in broad daylight by those employed to protect them. Live porn streamed to your preteen's bedroom. Glass ceiling, no headroom. Half a generation live beneath the breadline. Oh, what's happy hour on the high street? Friday night at last, that's my treat. All went fine till that kid got glassed in the last bar. The place went nuts, you can ask God, live it was a madness. Road ran red, pure claret, I want about them immigrants, well I can't stand them. Mostly I mind my own business, they're only coming over here to get rich. It's a sickness. England, England, patriotism and you wonder why kids want to die for religion. It goes work all your life for a pittance. Maybe you'll make it to manager, pray for a raise, cross the base days off on your beach babe calendar. The anarchists are desperate for something to smash. Scandalous pictures of fashionable rappers in glamorous magazines. Who's dating who? Political cash in an envelope. Caught sniffing lines off of prostitutes, prosthetic tits. It was back to the House of Lords with slap wrists. They abduct kids, fuck their heads of dead pigs. But him in a hoodie with a couple of spliffs, jail him, he's the criminal. It's the bored of it all generation, the product of product placement and manipulation. Shoot 'em up, brutal, duty of care. Come on, new shoes, beautiful hair. Bullshit, saccharine ballads and selfies and selfies and selfies. Here's me outside the palace of me. Construct a self and psychosis. Meanwhile, the people were dead in their droves. Nobody noticed. No, wait, somebody noticed. I could tell by the emoji they posted. Please sleep like a gloved hand covers our eyes. The lights are so nice and bright, so let's dream. Some of us are stuck like stones in a slipstream. What am I gonna do to wake up? What am I gonna do to wake up? What am I gonna do to wake? We are lost, we are lost, we are lost, and still nothing will stop, nothing pauses. We have ambitions and friendships and courtships to think of, divorces to drink of. The thought of the money, the oil. The planet is shaking and spoiled. Your life is a plaything, a garment to soil. The toil, the toil. I can't see an ending at all, only the end. Tell me, how is this something to cherish when the tribesmen are dead in their deserts to make room for alien structures? Develop, develop, kill what you find if it threatens you. No trace of love in the hunt for the bigger buck. Here in the land where nobody gives a fuck. What am I gonna do to wake up? go past like pictures on a screen. Sometimes I feel like my life is someone else's dream. Most days I'm dazed, walking around, I'm working, talking, perking up. Always feel I can't be certain that I've woken up at all. Is this life? Will this pass? This feeling like I'm looking at the world from behind glass, even when I'm laughing hard or falling on my arse, or half plastered before it's even dark, or when some hard bastard barges past, passing my targets at work. Can't shake the feeling that life hasn't started, it's worse. In the evenings at parties I'm standing apart. My heart's hard, I can't hardly be heard. Still I'm harping on, barking out words. Is this me? Is this what I'm doing? I know I exist, but I don't feel a thing. I'm eclipsed, I'm elsewhere, and the worst part is I don't think that I care. What am I gonna do to wake up? I know it's happening, but who's it happening to? Has this happened to you? I know it's happening, but who is it happening to? Has it happened to you? I know it's happening, but who's it happening to? Has this happened to you? I know it's happening, but who is it happening? What am I gonna do to wake up? I try new things. I shoot films on my phone and I play them back when I'm alone. Did that happen? I walk around trying to understand every sound, trying to make my feet connect with every inch of ground. The sky flattens, my cat battens me down. Everything's in its category, package and sell. Flattering girls, battle reality is battle royale. Everyone's chattering, nothing is real. Collect my salary, cooking a meal, rice and vegetables. I exercise regularly, but how that I feel, whistle a melody. Is this all that's ahead of me? I always thought that life would be more to me. Eventually, I hate to think I'll make it to 70, potentially 75, and realize I've never been alive. Spend the rest of my days regretting, wishing I could be forgetting. No, it's happening, but who's it happening to? Has this happened to you? I know it's happening, but who is it happening to? Has it happened to you? I know it's happening, but who's it happening to? Has this happened to you? I know it's happening, but who is it happening to? Did this happen? What am I gonna do to wake up? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do to wake up? Sleep like a gloved hand covers our eyes. The lights are so nice and bright. I touched the beginning. I touched the beginning. Animating animals and tree gods, scratching out legends in cave. I touched the beginning. Animating animals and tree gods, scratching out. I touched the beginning. Animating animals and tree gods, scratching out legends in cave walls. The days poured down into night as we watched. We mapped stars and peaks. We fought beasts, we caught food for the feast, and we walked to abreast to receive the bound wheat. The grass was black and strange. As we raised plains to ash, we laid claims, we exchanged grains, and we made pacts. And we clashed, and we strained, and the rains lashed. And the young maids were brave, but we were made to lay flat. The old ways were too ingrained to make the rain snap. So we laid traps. We laid traps, we gave our names back to the saints, sang out thanks and complaints. We burned fat, arranged bones in the flames. Each bird a great catch. Our songs were spells, and our spells were plain facts. She lay down in the road where the people go by, and she declared herself willing to try. I lay down beside her. as they walked over me. That's when she told me I was holy elixir. She said I thought I knew the world, but it was only a picture. She said we're all written in the holiest scripture, but we're living in this time that says no inhibition, get yours, keep going the distance, no limits, and don't bother protesting because nobody listens. Besides, all your solutions dissolve under scrutiny. Can't stand a note of derision. Instead, seek approval to justify your existence. Have opinions but have no resolve or conviction. Just keep your head down, breathe the fumes, and indulge your addictions. Routine is healthy, ignore the affliction, the cost to the soul and the constant constriction. Don't consider too closely, have no intermission. Keep throwing your fists in slow repetition. Most of us manage what makes you so different. What makes you so different? What makes you so? Now you seem a bright spark. Take the road with the pilgrims. Head for the temples of democracy, freedom, growth, reason, liberty, hope. But don't pay attention to what's hanging from the rope. She said decode the language, unfold the symbols. Untold disciples got lost in the hillside. Following intellect, they let go of wisdom. Now they'll tell you the soul's a closed system, man. They sacrificed instinct to phony ambition. Now what they hold in their fists has become all that there is. But total existence needs meaning and myth. Many misjudge the way it got lost in the myth. She said your loneliness is symptom, not the sickness. In the moment her lips said peace, my peace melted. I became a memory, I felt myself peel. I was atoms, magnesium, calcium, real. Born of collision with the visions of the bigger vision. Run around like hamsters, spinning the wheel. Spinning the wheel. Run around like hamsters, spinning the wheel. I was on my knees then. I was begging for pardon. I was old and I was clothed in white garments. In a vast red desert where the rocks are dark blue and varnished. That's when the voice said, this is the garden. Now you better start sowing or there won't be a harvest. This is the garden. This is the garden. This is the garden. Now you better start sowing or there won't be a harvest. Visionary is a vision. I watch her dancing by the window and it rips my flesh to ribbons. And the whole world is just ripples in the middle distance. I listen to her hips, I push my kisses to her lips, and we move like we were born to move. The night is teeth and pistons. There is something in this tenderness that makes me want to live. Fire smoke. Her mouth sets free this captive. Come close to me, free me. Untangle the madness that knots me. You drop to your knees, you crawl across me. You lick your lips softly, it's fire smoke. So go on, give me 3 days of your body and mine. Time is a blind eye, and I see your mind in my mind's eye. You make me immortal. You take me to space. You are a planet, you are a place I have never known. And your body is home to rare gods. I kneel at their temple, blown to bits. Gentle, ferocious, we are open. Explosives have nothing compared to these sparks. So please, let's fall apart and then lie with me, breathing in the den of the dark. It's fire smoke. Your mouth sets free this captive. Come close to me, free me. Let me untangle the madness that knots you. I drop to my knees and I crawl across you. I tell you I've got you. It's fire smoke. The fire rises between us. It makes us get on the wrong trains. It makes us walk the wrong way. It makes strangers smile greetings at us on Lewisham Way. I bathe in this fire. It warms without burning. It compels without force, and it turns without turning the world. So please, you keep your purpose, keep your poise, and keep your journey. I will be by the fire, thinking nothing I've learned can prepare me for everything else that needs learning. Is this how it feels to feel certain? For so many years now my love's been a burden, but now comes this fire to cleanse and restore us, to fuel us and calm us and push us both forwards. Forward.